What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the final episode, the final race of this PSGL season, season 34 of F13. Last time out in Mexico, there was a bit of drama. We had a pretty torrid race. I mean, we pretty much ruined two people's races. We had that contact with the Alpine, and then off the safety car restart, we had contact with the Aston Martin as well. So it wasn't the best. It's kind of a bit of a redemption day here in Abu Dhabi, trying not to take anybody out. We are currently sitting P10 in the standings, and you will see round 11 in China, we didn't compete because there was not enough people to race, which is a little frustrating because I did quite a bit of practice for that race, and I was feeling pretty confident. But we're in Abu Dhabi, a place where I didn't do as much practice, but we're here regardless. You have a look at the constructor standings, we've pretty much secured P2. We can't get P1. I don't think we can finish P3 unless it's a 1-2 for Alfa Romeo and they get fastest lap or whatever. So I think P2 is pretty much secure, so it's looking good. There's nothing really to fight for except for maybe P8 in the drivers and just a good result here in Abu Dhabi. So we're going to have some fun. Absolutely no pressure on us. There is a title battle going on between Nogueira and Zettini. So the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes are going at it for the Drivers' Championship. I think Zettini has the points lead right now, but Nogueira could take it. It is very, very close. There's only a few points in it. So it is interesting. So there is a championship battle coming into this final race of the season. So people will be fighting for something, but we're here just to chill, have fun, run our own race, and try and score a few points. Maybe even get our first podium of the season. We haven't got a podium yet, so it'll be great to find one, but I don't think we have the pace for that at all. People do practice a lot, especially the ones that are in the championship battle. They're going to be practicing all week for this race because they want to win the championship. And this first lap wasn't too bad until we went off the track there. So we invalidated on our first lap, and this is something that I've got to really get better at for the next season. I don't think there's going to be another PSGL season for about a month, so we got some time to relax. Maybe focus a bit more on my team. It's been a long time since you've seen a my team episode, but if people want to see my team back, I might bring it back, especially now that this series is ending. Let me know in the comments, because yeah, my team it's a fun little series, and especially with this one ending, it'll give me something else to do. But yeah, I think about a month until PSGL will be back, so we'll have time to kind of relax and reset. And something that I do want to focus on when we come back to PSGL is my qualifying performance is terrible. We crumble under the pressure in qualifying. We constantly make mistakes. We constantly get track limits. And we put ourselves under immense pressure towards the end. We're currently P15. So we need to put in a good lap. And you can see we're already down 2 to 3 tenths on our earlier lap time. And it's just poor. It is just really, really poor. And yeah, it's frustrating because our race pace is usually decent. It's our qualifying pace that really lets us down. I think a lot of it has to do with my lack of practicing. I think I just need to practice more, focus more, and maybe next time out we can have a little bit of a battle, maybe with the top 3 and get a couple podiums next year. And I think I might take it a little bit more seriously, because this year we've been right in the middle of the pack. We've just been turning up and kind of racing. Whereas next year I wanna get involved a little more, practice a little more, and show that we have some decent speed. But anyway, we're on this lap and we invalidate coming into the final sector, and that pretty much sums up our qualifying session. It's going to be P15. I think, yeah, we could actually lose another spot. We could be starting P16, P17, but I think it's going to be P15. As we come up to the line, we could have done a 23.3. Probably could have done it about half a second quicker as well, at least. So you look at the standings over here. We could have been in the top 11 if we did a good lap, and that is a little frustrating. You can see Nogueira down in P6, but Zettini, who is in the championship battle, currently the championship leader in the standings, is down in P14. He has had an absolute howler. Maybe the pressure is getting into him a little bit. I'm pretty sure he had some track limits on his fast qualifying laps, so that is a little frustrating for him, I'm sure. So he'll be trying to make his way through the field. Nogueira will be trying to... It's not like Nogueira's qualified P1 either. You know, he still has to make places up, and he has to make sure he finishes I'm not sure the point swing, but I know he has to finish at least a couple places ahead of Zetany. So he's going to be wanting to go for that race win. But we're going to focus on ourselves today as we are starting on the mediums. We're looking at the two-stop. Going mediums, softs. Something a little different just to see if we have that pace to go for the overtakes. But it's 5 red lights and away we go. That was a quick start here in Abu Dhabi, but we're underway and it's not a bad start at all as we go down the inside of the Aston Martin. Zetany tries to make it 3 wide into turn 1. He almost spins and he is dropped down to P16. It's a tragic start for the championship leader, but we say thank you very much and we take that place even though it hindered us a bit on the race against the Aston Martin as we go for a move around the outside. We're going to get that one done. Up into P15, just about. I think there is some wing damage on the track, so some people have been in the wars. Zetany gets past that Aston Martin, but we are now ahead of the championship leader. We have no beef with him. We're not going to hold him up. And as he's probably going to send one, yes, he does send one down the inside. He needs to make the moves as quick as possible, but that allows us a chance at the Haas. But we go over some of the, it's the orange corner which kind of jumps up and we lose the place to the Mercedes driver. And what a hectic start is almost, we hit the back of him. We go for the move around the outside thinking he was going to defend, but he also went around the outside to take the racing line. And we've got a safety car early doors, thank God. It was, oh my God, that was intense first lap. It was, we were in the wars. I mean, we were trying to find our way through. We didn't get any damage and we had a good bit of racing, but people did pit, including the Mercedes of Zetany. So he is dropped down. I'm not sure if he had damage or not, or if he just wanted to switch tyres, but we're back underway. P13, so we've got up a couple places, which is nice. No damage on the mediums. We can make this work and hopefully get a points finish, because it's the last race of the season. You want to finish in the points. You want to have a good final race. And yeah, we want to have a fun race as well. We've got people on the hards up ahead, and on the mediums we can certainly make some moves happen. So a bit of extra pace, bit of extra grip, that's going to help us get the moves done. And you can just see a little bit extra grip out of that corner has got us close enough to the Haas where we're going to get that slipstream. Don't even have to use the ERS, and we're going to come up beside him as we go for a move around the outside of the Haas, try to brake as late as possible, but he brakes even later, and it's a big moment as we come into the chicane, almost losing the rear of the car. But we just survive. We just about survive. And we keep on going. It's when you're doing league races, you have to have such a loose setup just to have that straight line speed. And it can be very, very sensitive, especially with the setups I've been running. But we're going to get a second go at the Haas as we go for a move once again. It's going to be around the outside. Can we learn from our mistakes? Yes, we brake a lot earlier. The Haas brakes really, really late, and we're going to go for the switchback. Oh, that's beautiful. We've got the run on the Haas. We're going to be in the slipstream. Can we get him down this straight, dumping the ERS? We have to make this overtake stick. He's on the hard tyres, and there we go. We're through on the Haas up into P11. It's a good move, and we're 1 point behind, 1 place behind the points. As you can see, we've got another medium runner up ahead in the Red Bull, so we want to try and stay as close to him as possible so we can make our race work. You got the McLaren on the hards up ahead, and we're doing a good job on these mediums. No, we're not. We've put it in the wall. Oh my days, we put it in the wall, broke our wing, and just to make matters worse, there's no VSC, there's no safety car, and that's our race pretty much done. Unless there is a safety car later on. We just lost it was a weird crash. We just lost the rear. You see, we're just turning and the rear just loses itself. It's not like there was any big moment. It just kind of slid. We watch it slower. It just happened so quickly. We tried to correct it. It just wouldn't correct. I mean, it's a weird crash. And I mean, that's a corner that I've had trouble with when I was practicing for the little bit before. We did slide there a couple times, so I was a little bit wary, but it just caught me off guard there coming into that corner. So we just let's go. Come on. That was a fantastic. We just lost the car and we're into the wall, and now we've got to come into the pits, put on a set of hards, and pretty much just hope a safety car comes out. Make sure we don't get lapped, so we don't have any of that problem. Pray a safety car comes out and that we can get our race back going, because if no safety car comes out, it's going to be a very dull and a very boring final race of the season for us. And we're not making any progress to the cars up ahead. It's pretty depressing for us, to be honest. We're kind of 30 seconds behind, just chilling, feeling sorry for ourselves that we're down in P16 with nothing really to drive for. Our teammate in P15 as well. So Williams having a bit of a rotter today as the Haas has crashed out, and there you go. We do get a safety car. We do get our wish, and we will be back in the race. And it only took 3 laps, so 3 laps is all we had to do away from the field, and that makes our race a little interesting. It's nothing. It's not that I want to score points. It's that I just want to race, to be honest. And racing by yourself gets very, very boring. But we're into the pits, putting on a set of mediums because we had the hards on and we only have 1 set of hards. And I think everybody, or the majority of people, are going to come in, put on the hard tyres, and they will be able to take those to the end of the race. Our mediums are going to melt like crazy. These tyres are not going to get to the end very nicely. Let's put it that way. They will get to the end, but towards the end, it's going to be struggle town. If we're having problems on lap 6 through that corner where we spun it, on lap 28, 29, we're going to be absolutely pooing ourselves going around that corner on these medium tyres as we get a fantastic restart off the safety car, getting down the inside of that Aston Martin, and we mean business on these medium tyres. We've got our teammate up ahead on the hards, who we're going to look to try and get a move done as quick as possible. As you can see, the Aston of Smoker 511 has spun out. So tough luck for him. I'm not sure what happened up there. Those guys are too fast for me to even worry about them. But yeah, I think there was a bit of beef in the Discord chat after. But we move on, and that's none of our business as we gain a place from it. So we say thank you very much, and we're going to have a go at our teammate now as around the outside we go. P13 trying to make a move on the P12. He is on the hard tyres, so we're going to dump the ERS just to make sure we get ahead of him so we can use our grip, and we do get ahead of him. I think he kind of thinks, he thought about it. He saw us on the medium tyres, and he decided to just let us go because there was no point fighting that one. And up into P12 we go. Behind the 2 McLarens, we've got one of them on the mediums, the other one on the hards. One does have a 3-second time penalty, which is kind of handy, and he's on the mediums just like us. So we're gonna see if we could almost follow him through the traffic, as I don't know what's happened there. Everybody kind of stopped and hit each other. No wing damage, thankfully, but we're gonna try and follow this McLaren through the traffic. He's on the mediums. He's gonna have the superior grip, and it looks like there's team orders going on down at McLaren as the McLaren goes down the inside on the medium tyres. We're going to try and follow him on through. I'm sure they're not going to make it easy for us, but we're going to try our very best. We're right behind the McLaren as we go around the outside. They're almost holding each other up. We're going to try and make this move stick side by side with the McLaren. We're going to just about get it done with the inside line. We left him space. He left us space. And that is fair racing. It takes two cars to drive through well to get through that final sector without any contact. I don't even think our wheels touched. It was brilliant racing. But yeah, so he lets his teammate through by going wide, and that compromises him to us. And we're going to be all for this, trying to attack him as we come down into this final sector. Not a usual place to overtake here in Abu Dhabi, but we get it done. Once we had that inside line, it was kind of curtains for him, and he had to let us through. Our teammate was looking for the move as well on the McLaren, but he couldn't get it done. But yeah, we're up into P11, looking for a points finish, and we look pretty good on these medium tyres. We've got a bit of pace, and we're going to try and keep moving our way through the field, following this McLaren driver who does have pace himself, as he's going to look for the move on the Alpine of Tommy, who's also on the hards as well. He's going to go down the inside. The Alpine's not going to fight it too hard, but the McLaren is going to sneak on through. We're going to try and do the same thing, find a way through as well, but Tommy holds on just about as we're going to maybe look down the inside of the McLaren. Yes, we are. Oh my goodness me, that is close. A bit of contact, but we get through. I mean, that was borderline, but I think that was just about clean enough. We went for the gap, and we kept it clean enough. I think the tyres touched just a little bit, but no harm done to either driver as we keep on going. Still P11, but we're having a great time racing. This is fun. This is an enjoyable final race of the season. No pressure on us, and it's literally just have fun racing. That's what it is, and we are well and truly enjoying it here in Abu Dhabi as the McLaren is going to go for that move now. Around the outside of the Alpine, we're going to have the DRS on the Alpine and on the McLaren. We should be able to get past Tommy down this straight. He's on old hards, so we certainly want to get past him as we go down the inside. Well, not really on old hards. He is on hard tyres, which are not going to be working as good as these mediums right now. But the McLaren dives down the inside of us. Is getting racy. Everybody wants to move. He's got it around the outside, and he gets us back with a great move by himself through the chicane. We left each other space once again, but he's going to benefit from it as he gets back past us, and the McLaren's working well as they work both of their way into the points. P9 and P10 for the McLarens. We're going to try and stay with them and almost hold on to the back of them. But these tyres, these medium tyres, are not going to work for much longer. I think maybe 5-6 more laps until they start to fall off the cliff. But I'm already struggling with them. On lap 19, they're starting to fall away, and I think this is where the hards start to work a little bit better. So we got 10 more laps on these mediums as we do a bit of DRS chicken with the Aston Martin, but he reads it and he gets on through, and he's going to get the DRS. So we tried to outsmart him, but not today. He was waiting for it, and he gives us a little weave down the straight to let us know that he was not going to fall for it. So he gets on through. We know these hard runners are faster, as our teammate now is looking at a go on us around the outside. We're going to give him the room just about in case he decides to stick it on through, but squirrely on the exit, and you can see we are losing that grip. We're losing that rear grip, and that is a big issue coming out the corners, especially with 10 laps to go. And it's at this point, do we think about pitting? You think about pitting onto the softs, but you lose so much time. You're not going to gain it back. And you can see I'm checking the tyre wear. It's about 30% as Casto spins out in front. But yeah, it's a tough one. As you can see, we're losing the car again, and through goes our teammate. And in hindsight, I think I should have probably pit now onto a set of softs or a set of mediums to go for it, because I mean, I would come out 2-3 places behind, but I'd have that pace towards the end. I think the biggest mistake I did was put on the hards on lap 6, and maybe the safety car just didn't come out at the right time for us. So you know, you could always look at it in hindsight, but we just don't have the pace towards the end of the race on these tyres, as the Aston Martin let both of us through for some reason. I don't know what he's doing there. We kind of needed him to stay in front of our teammates so that we could keep battling, that we could almost stay with them to battle for points, because our tyres are melting away and we will not have the same pace as our teammate who's on the hard tyres that are working a lot better. And you can see we're just dropping away. 2 laps later, we've dropped 2 seconds. So we're losing about a second a lap to these hard runners, and we just don't have any grip at all. We don't have any confidence at all. And we're just trying to keep it on the track and pretty much stay P11 in hope that someone inside the top 10 will retire, as through goes the Aston Martin now. It's a little bit painful at this point. We had our fun off the safety car restart, making the overtakes with the fresh the fresh rubber on the softer tyre. But it's around this point where you go, this kind of sucks. I mean, we can't really do anything now. It's too late to pit. We might as well just stay out. We should have maybe pit on lap 20, but I don't think we would have caught up to the top 10 anyway. But seeing how bad these tyres have dropped off towards the end, I would have definitely pit if I was to rerun this race again. But we're staying with the Aston Martin, who once again is just going to let us by. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I get you got 6 seconds worth of penalties, but I don't know what he's doing. He's just slammed on his brakes to let us through. Keep racing, brother. You're a lot faster than me right now. You got a lot more grip. I don't know why he keeps letting us pass, but I mean, we'll take it, I guess. We're fine. We'll hold on to P11 for now. If there is a crash inside the top 10, we will take home a point at the end of the Grand Prix, as now Tommy is looking at a go on us on the fresher mediums, and there's contact between us and Aston Martin, and out wide we go. I don't know what's happened there, because we were straight as we were braking, and through goes Tommy. I'm not sure if Tommy made contact with the Aston Martin or if it was just the Aston Martin making contact with us, as we do have a replay coming on down into the braking zone. He just veers right into us. So a little bit of a lazy mistake. But yeah, not intentional at all, as it forces us wide, and it pretty much just allows Tommy a free pass. He says, thank you very much. He'll take P11, and we couldn't really do anything about it, as we're kind of just sitting in P12 on the final lap, trying to hold off the other Aston Martin of Medri, because our tyres are done. Look, you can see on the exit there, they're just sliding. We're gone ice skating. They've absolutely melted. And I don't know, Medri's just backed out of that as well. I don't know what's going on. These two Aston Martins, they back out really easily for some reason. But, you know, I was kind of hoping he would send it, because he has the better tyres. He could send it on this final lap. If he crashes me out, I'm not going to complain too much. We're down in P12. And I crashed him out last week, so I was kind of hoping he'll get a bit racy, but he's almost just sitting behind us. But maybe he's going to go for the move around the outside now. Is he going to get it done? No, we're going to hold the inside line and hold that P12 on the track for now. So it's likely going to be a P12, which we will take. I mean, the two cars behind us both have penalties, so they would need to pull away a gap. They pretty much need us to crash to not finish in P12, but we're going to just about hold on to that P12 here in Abu Dhabi. It's not a points finish. It's not a fantastic final race for us, as we do get a penalty, a 3-second penalty, and one of the Aston Martins is going to come down the inside, but it's the Aston Martin who has 9 seconds worth of penalties, so we're going to be all right, and we hold on to that P12. It's not the fantastic ending we were hoping for, and it is a little bit of a disappointment to only finish P12 here in Abu Dhabi. And it will remain P12 after the penalties as well. I mean, only a couple of people got a penalties, so no one in our race, because of that horrible stint at the end. Our tyres were just melting away, and we just dropped so far back to people. And that meant that we are only going to finish P10 in the driver's standings. We're a point away from getting into the top 8, which is a little bit frustrating, because finishing at the top 8 was kind of the goal. If we could get top 8, that would be a great result, but it is only P10. At least we did finish, I guess, in the top half, in the top 10. But it is Nogueira who's going to take home the Drivers' Championship, so congratulations to him. He beats Zettany by 2 points. I mean, how close can you get? What a championship battle we had here in Abu Dhabi. But also in the Constructors, we've done bits. Williams are going to take home P2. I mean, I don't know if I could take much credit or any credit at all. Miller the Driller has absolutely carried us this season, and he wasn't even here for half of it. So Miller the Driller picking up so many points helps us get P2. I mean, I did do some of my part, picking up the lower end of the points. We did do a decent job. I think that result in Silverstone is my standout moment, getting a P4 there. But other than that, it was just picking up the points. And we did enough to get that P2 in the Constructors. So P2 in the Constructors, P10 in the Drivers. We will be trying to do better than that next season of PSGL, which might be starting in a month or so. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you stick around. Go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.